When we learn to speak and start to find our voice, we have one simple question. Who am I? We rely on our caregivers to help us learn the answer to that question. But what happens if the person who we rely on cannot be trusted? Who can we turn to in order to learn the answer to this very basic question? My name is Jeff, aka GCurse. Welcome to another entry of Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. In this installment, we will be hearing about the case of Dolores Valadez. This case first aired on the December 21st, 1988 episode of Unsolved Mysteries. This is one of the few cases from Unsolved Mysteries that the performance from one of the actors really pissed me off because they portrayed their character so well. Sadly, this case has not been solved and I fear that it never will be. Up next, we're going to take a look at the case information. The name of the person in question is unknown, but she goes by Dolores Valadez. Her date of birth is possibly September 17th, 1947. Her age when this episode of Unsolved Mysteries was recorded was 41 years old. Her age as of the time I'm actually recording this episode of Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries, she is 77 years old. The location that this happened was San Bernardino, California. This case is classified as Lost Loves. If you're wanting to find this on YouTube, you can find this under the Robert Stack hosted Unsolved Mysteries Season 1, Episode 12. I will put the link in the description below. The original episode date was December 21st, 1988. And as of recording this episode of Black Site, this case has not been solved. When we return from the following commercials, I will be... Oh, God. I'm not going to stop recording. Anyway, when we return from these commercials, it will be the case viewing, so stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
Next, it's a night of family romance on Family Ties and Day by Day. When old friends tie the knot, will Mallory come unstrung?
Did anyone talk to you about the wedding ring?
Then, can Eileen love a man who doesn't love money?
Yeah, you're on. Here's my phone number.
I'll pick you up at 7.
Can't wait.
Neither can I.
Family Ties followed by Day tonight.
Welcome back, everybody. If you are new to this series, I just want to say, welcome and everything. This is where I go to this portion of this portion of the show is where I go to the Unsolved Mysteries wiki, and basically I will read to you what this case is about. So let's do that, shall we? So let's switch over to here. I should also let's see here. I think if I need to, I can always fix my camera if need be. Okay, so we have the family of Dolores Valadez. Let's actually do this. There we go. Family of Dolores Valadez. Her real name is unknown. The case is Lost Family. The location was San Bernardino, California, and the date was September 17th, 1947. Oh, jeez. And in about, oh God, nearly almost, let's see here. In 22 years, she will, it'll be 100 years. Can you believe that? Anyway, so let's scroll up. Oh, here's a picture of Dolores Valadez. And I'm guessing this was her Dolores when she was a child. Okay, so this is actually a rather long read. So I may take a break from time to time to get something to drink. And I actually forgot to fill my cup, so it may, I may have to take a break pretty soon. But anyway. Details. Dolores Valadez is a woman with no parents, history, or heritage. Although she doesn't know who she is, it is believed that she may have been born on September 17th, 1947. She was raised in San Bernardino, California by her stepmother, Maria Valadez. Maria always told her that she had been left on her doorstep in a suitcase one night with a black kitten. A black. Wow, you trying to make it sound like that this girl is like bad luck or something? Am I wrong? Does it? Are they trying to make her sound like that she was bad luck because she, like because they had to add that she was with a black kitten? Oh my god. See here. This story haunted her entire life. Maria refused to tell her anything about her past. As a result of her murky and undocumented past, she has encountered several hardships. She has not been able to obtain a passport. She's not allowed to receive money left for her in her stepfather's will. And her daughter could not qualify for Mexican American college scholarships. She hopes that someone will be able to help her identify her real family. Her real family, sorry. Let's see here. Okay, let's scroll up. During 1947, San Bernardino was a bustling city filled with its new Mexican American population. Maria was a midwife and powerful curandera, or medicine woman, who worked with potent herbs and ointments. She was considered something of a pillar in San Bernardino's Mexican American community. She was told that she could not have any children of her own, so she adopted two, Victoria, Vicky, and Mingo Ariola. I think I pronounced that wrong. For some unknown reason, she never adopted Dolores as a child. Dolores felt isolated, although Maria told Vicky and Mingo who their biological parents were. She refused to answer any questions Dolores had regarding the birth of her family. Now, I'm kind of wondering, why would Maria tell Vicky and Mingo about who their biological parents were, but she would never tell anything about to Dolores? And I'm wondering, now it's just a theory because that's all, I can really offer are theories. What if, sadly, Maria was possibly assaulted and Dolores was a product of that assault? Because if you watch the video, the case, which I'm going to link in the description below, and I mentioned this in the beginning, the actress who played Maria did an awesome job playing the role of Maria. But she really, that actress was able to really get the emotions, to convey the emotions, But what if Maria was assaulted, and like I said, Dolores is a product, and every time Maria would see Dolores, she would always have that memory of the assault. And I'll be honest, I would be upset if I had a child or whatever that was due to an assault. I'd be upset, and I'm not sure I'd be able to not take it out, not be like distant to the child, because you would literally be looking at that incident that happened every time you looked at the child. So I'm wondering if that's what it was, that possibly Maria was assaulted, Dolores was the result, and Maria just she could not move past it. And maybe her telling Dolores that she was left in a box with a black cat was her way of trying to just distance herself, getting herself as far removed from Dolores as possible. Okay. Dolores felt that Maria never really wanted her. As a child, she felt very afraid of her. Maria told her various stories about how she did not belong in the family. She almost always told the suitcase story, but Dolores did not believe it. She asked for the truth, but Maria refused to tell her. Vicky also recalled the suitcase story, but did not believe it either. On April 7th, 1960, when Dolores was in the 4th grade, Maria died at the age of 66. As a result, she was sent to various orphanages and foster homes until she aged out of the system in 1963. She finished high school, trained as a flight attendant, and got married. The birth of her own daughter. The birth of her own daughter Erica in 1970 renewed her interest in finding her birth family. She started searching at the San Bernardino Hall of Public Records. She pursued a paper trail, which she hoped would lead her to her birth family. However, there was no record that she had ever been born. Without a birth record, Dolores decided to search for a record of her baptism instead. She was eventually able to find one at San Salvador Catholic Church in Colton, California. It listed her birthday and Maria's name. It also listed her godparents as as Rodolfo Miniares. I think that's how you pronounce that. And Rufina Rodriguez, names she did not recognize. Teresa Quiros, an administrative associate for the church, stated that it was in fact fairly common in the 1940s for the parents of children born out of wedlock to be listed as being the godparents. I'm not sure they were her parents. I still think that Maria was Dolores' birth mother. I think it's just, like I said, I think she could have been assaulted and it was just too traumatic for her. I think, now I'm not sure. She's been dead for over 40 years, so like she died 20 plus years before I was born. So it's like, I can't, I think she possibly loved Dolores, but she could not show it. There was, I'm pretty sure that given today's advances in psychology and counseling and everything, I'm pretty sure there is some sort of term for it. But back then, I'm pretty sure that she could have been she was just so destroyed that it literally just destroyed any sense of paternal element or instincts that she had for Dolores. Okay, let's see here. Dolores was also able to obtain medical records from when she was hospitalized with diphtheria as an infant, dated April 2nd, 1952. They indicated that Maria was in fact her aunt and that her mother, Esther Valadez, was deceased. However, no death certificate with that name was found in the San Bernardino Hall of Records. Furthermore, her birthday was listed as September 17th, 1947, which is not the one she always celebrated. Dolores believed that Esther may have been an alias for another relative who gave her to Maria to raise. That's also a possibility. I also have a theory that was some of these cases. Oh God, I can't recall what the case was. There was a case. Oh God. I think it was in the first season. I think I may have covered it. I just can't recall the name of it. Where a woman gave birth to a child. And then the mother, and I think it was the mother's sister and the baby were, heading home. They were walking down, I think it was down by like an old wrecking yard or something. This was in New York, if I remember correctly. And a crazy woman held up the family and took the baby. I don't think that actually happened. What I think it is, I think sometimes a family will have so many kids that they will hand over that child to another family member, but they don't have the ability to do all the legal paperwork, I guess you could say. I'm not sure if it's monetary reasons or maybe that they just don't have the right credentials, but they use this story about the family being held up to get past it. And I think that the baby is with that family member, but like I said, I'm not sure what case it was, but it could be something like this also. Okay, let's see here. Such an arrangement was not unheard of in large Mexican families with multiple siblings if someone could not adequately care for a child once the exchange took place. The subject was never to be discussed again. And that's kind of what I just talked about. Dolores followed up on this possible lead. She recalled a family rumor which claimed that Maria had kept one of the babies that she delivered as a midwife. According to the rumor, it was a longtime family friend. She lived in the Valadez home around the time Dolores was believed to have been born. Dolores decided to talk to her, believing that she was her birth mother. She denied being her mother, although Dolores did closely resemble her other daughters. Dolores had identified 3 women who could possibly have been her birth mother. Esther, the woman listed in the hospital papers, Rufina, her godmother, and the unnamed family friend. She felt that her last hope was to her foster brother Mingo Ariola. He recalled that as a child, he told her that he knew the truth about her birth family. However, when interviewed for this segment, he claimed he didn't remember ever having said such a thing and disavowed knowledge of her roots. Dolores believes that Mingo and others who knew Maria are still afraid of her and are unwilling to tell the truth, even though she is long deceased, and that someone has information about her birth family in hopes that those individuals come forward. Okay. This case first aired on the December 21st, 1988 episode. Results: unresolved. A web search A web searcher located what they believed was a 1940s census record for Maria, which stated that she and her husband had several children. One was a teenager at the time of Dolores' birth. Interestingly, her name was Esther, which was listed in hospital records as Dolores' mother. The searchers speculated that she had Dolores out of wedlock and that had Maria raise her. However, according to another searcher, the census record was for another Maria Valadez. According to the one source who claimed to be a family friend in 2019, Dolores did a DNA test through Ancestry.com and was able to locate a cousin. From there, they were able to identify her birth mother. However, this information has not been confirmed. Okay, so basically we have several possibilities. There's the possibility, like I said, that Maria could have been assaulted and Dolores was a product of that assault. One of Maria's daughters could have been Dolores' mother. But if that's the case, why would why would Maria act so distant to her granddaughter? Maybe she could have been ashamed of her daughter. I don't know. It could have been extended family member who just had too many children and basically gave Dolores to Maria. Or it could have been a person who was living with Maria at the time. It's just that this case has a lot of twists and turns. There is a find a grave from Maria Valadez. Now, normally I do not do find a grave segments for criminals, and a lot of people do not like Maria Valadez because of what happened. But I don't see that she did anything criminal, per se. Like she didn't kill anybody per se. So because of that, I am going to do the find a grave of Maria Valadez. Okay, so the date of birth for Maria Valadez was November 16th, 1893. Oh my gosh. I said it before and I'll say it again. I always find it amazing when we do these, or I do these cases, and I go to the find a grave, and it has them listed as being born like in the 1800s. Holy cow. She was born in Mexico. Her date of death was April 7th, 1960. She was 66 years of age. Location was San Bernardino County, California, USA. She was buried at Pioneer Memorial Cemetery, and that's located in San Bernardino County, California, USA. But that is about it. Yeah, there really is not anything else to really mention. I'm sad to say, I don't think that this case is ever going to be solved. It's going to be almost 100 years in 22 years. It's going to be 100 years old. This case is going to be 100 years old. So as much as I hate to say it, I don't think it's going to be solved, but hopefully I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong and say, hey, this case has been solved. And that's why I like to do these kind of cases that have not been solved, because it keeps the knowledge active, ladies and gentlemen. But when I return from these commercials, I'll be giving you my final thoughts.
Next week?
My dog is sick, and I have to get to the animal clinic by 5 o'clock.
But where would an unemployed actress get
$358.77.
I got an idea. A dog lover with one desire.
I want my money!
Are you nuts? Getting to the vet was never so much fun.
Billy stole my bike!
Oh, this is so humiliating.
Tony Randall, Catherine Hellman, Tom Poston, and Charlotte Ray want to know if Cindy Williams will lose her mind or save the dog.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Next Sunday.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for my final thoughts, and basically this is where, portion of the show where I give you my final thoughts. Thus the name Final Thoughts. 77 years. 77 years that Dolores Valadez does not know who she legitimately is. 77 years that she has walked this planet, and she cannot even with pride say, who her family is. This is the, it's something that I feel like she's being punished. And she's being punished not for something she's not even responsible for. If I was right in that Dolores is, that she was, or she is, she's still alive, but if she's, being punished because of the fact that she was a product of that assault, of being, Maria being assaulted, I think that's pretty petty for Maria and the people involved who knows the answer to basically be hiding this secret. It's like Dolores didn't do anything to deserve to be treated like this. And it's sad because I feel that we all deserve to know who we are. We all deserve to know who our family is, who we can call mom, who we can call dad. And sadly, Dolores does not have that right. And because of that, it's always going to affect not only Dolores, but her children, and then Dolores' grandchildren. It isn't just one person that this involves. It involves a lot of people. And sadly, as we continue to move on, this case may never be solved. And I'm hoping that it does get solved. You may know the answers to this case. But I guess that's all I can really say. As of right now, Dolores still does not know who she legitimately is. She does not know. And hopefully one of these days the answers are given to her. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. For the next installment, before we can get to that next installment, I have to do the review for Season 1, Episode 12 of Unsolved Mysteries, where I go through all the cases that I covered in this episode. Basically, there were 4 cases, and I'll give you my thoughts about each of them. But once I'm done with that, we will be moving on to Season 1, Episode 13 of Unsolved Mysteries, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be starting off with one of the cases that tears my heart out, ladies and gentlemen. It tears my heart out. I like to try and think that I have a heart that is frozen over. That my heart does not beat. That's the way I always like to think. You know, it's my way of dealing with the stress of things that have happened throughout my life, you know, but it's not frozen. It's not frozen. And when I think of cases like Lee Selwyn, it goes to show that my heart is not frozen. To those who are unaware, to those who are uninitiated, Lee Selwyn was basically in the wrong place at the wrong time. Lee Selwyn was a victim of a crazed individual. And Lee Selwyn was a victim of this individual because his friend did not know when to step back. We will learn more about Lee Selwyn when I start Season 1, Episode 13 of Unsolved Mysteries. But first, like I said, I have the review of Season 1, Episode 12 of Unsolved Mysteries to do. I'm hoping to have that done either on Saturday, March 8th, or Sunday, March 9th. It just depends if I have enough free time. I'm actually going to be attending a convention or a toy show. It's a toy show, but I think it's also a convention. I may be wrong. But I'm going to be attending a get-together, basically, tomorrow on the 8th. So I'm not sure if I'll have enough free time. But, you know. But yeah, so I cannot wait to actually do the Lee Selwyn case. It's a case that really just kind of really just tears at me, you know. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you to everybody who has taken the time to watch this video. If you like what you watch and you want feel like I'm worth it, feel free to click that subscribe button, click the like and the bell if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, feel free to click the follow button, and you will be alerted when I release new content on either platform. My name is Jeff, aka GCurse, wishing you all a great day. Stay safe, everybody. Peace out.
I'm Bryant Gumbel. This week on Today, we'll look at the threat posed by violent teenagers.
I'm Jane Pauley, also Tom Selleck, Peggy Lipton, and Herbie Hancock.
Join us this week on Today.